I'll tell you for free of charge. There's never a time I wear this perfume and I don't receive compliments. Hi guys, Dumelang, and welcome to today's episode of Scent Check. Okay, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ntabi, so welcome to you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my most complimented fragrances of 2022. So this is part 2 to the first part of the video. So yeah, if you didn't watch that one, go ahead and watch that after this. We're going to be talking about my most complimented fragrances, and I actually decided, I was going to give you guys mini story times about like my most memorable compliments, because sometimes I feel like it's important to do that. Like, have you ever watched people's videos and they're like, oh my god, whenever I wear this I get 10 million compliments and I get chased down the road, and I just sit there, I'm like, girl, is that true, or are you exaggerating the story? Maybe 2 people told you you smell nice, now you're saying you get 10 million compliments. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's get into the video. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of every single thing. Okay, so the first perfume I'm gonna show you guys is this baby over here. This is Casablanca from Swiss Arabian. I absolutely love this perfume. It's a very sweet, fruity type of a fragrance. Now, you got apple, you got grapes, and you got caramel. That's the main like vibe of this fragrance, and then it's contrasted with woody notes, which it helps, ne? Because I'll tell you for free, this perfume low-key smells like jelly babies, which makes sense, I guess, because there's like fruity sweetness vibes going on in this perfume. So yeah, I think the woody aspect of the perfume helps to, like, you know, balance out those like sweet, fruity, jelly baby smelling type of a scent profile. But anyway, the compliments I remember getting with this one, I remember I was like at this event, yeah, so I was with my girl and she was literally just like, I hope I don't have lipstick on my teeth, number one. She didn't say that, I'm saying it, but anyway. She was literally just like, oh my god, you smell so amazing, you smell so amazing. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I went to the bathroom like later on in the evening, and then when I came out the stall, this girl was like, oh wow, you smell so good. And I was like, thanks. And she was like, whatever you're wearing, it smells very unique. And she wasn't lying, she didn't tell a lie, because this smells quite unique. Like, I promise you, you haven't smelled fragrances that smell like this. The next fragrance is this one over here. This is my Zara Go Fruity. I've already spoken about this perfume. This is just a fruity fragrance. It's got apple, berries, you know, those type of vibes. Really nice, really sweet. It's very appropriate for this type of weather. So yeah, with this one, I remember the last time I was wearing this, actually, like, I was actually with my friends, and like, they were sitting at the table at the restaurant, obviously, duh. They were sitting there, and like, as I kept like going around the table greeting everyone, it was like, hi, you smell so good, hi, you smell so good, you smell so good. Literally, like, the entire table was like, girl, you smell good, okay? And I remember even later on that night, my friend was like, dude, like, he was like, you smell really good. And I was like, thank you. And I even remember I told you guys about another situation where I was at the Gau train station, and then this lady literally, like, she walked past me and then she came back and she was like, you really smell nice. And I was like, thank you. So yeah, this is a really pleasant fragrance. It's just easy on the nose, it's easy to like, very mass appealing. So because of that, I think that's why people will typically like a fragrance like this, and it's very inexpensive. So yeah, the next one is this one over here. This is Cherry Smoothie, and this is also from Zara. And as the name suggests, it's obviously a cherry fragrance. Now, this is a very true cherry smelling perfume. It's very sweet as well. So if you don't like sweet perfumes, just like Casablanca, you should stay away from this, because it's very sweet. And I think the cool thing about it is that it has like this pistachio nut, and it adds like a really cool creamy vibe to this fragrance. So it's like a creamy cherry smelling type of a dessert. But yeah, with this one, the most standout compliments I remember, I was at Pick n Pay, and this guy, really well dressed man, I remember he was wearing all black. Okay, he looked really nice. So anyway, he started talking to me, and then he says to me, he's like, you smell so good, you smell expensive. I was like, and that's on period. But yeah, I actually didn't even believe Uguti he could smell me, because I was like, oh, okay, I sprayed this like 2 hours ago, so it was like, it was projecting really well, and he wasn't necessarily standing like this close to me. So yeah, he was quite far, and he was like way taller. I don't know if that makes a difference, but whatever, he was tall. And yeah, that's what he said, and I thought that was very interesting. And a lot of people compare this to Tom Ford Lost Cherry. I've never really gotten my nose on that perfume, which is so shocking, but I haven't. This is just a really pleasant cherry perfume. So if you like cherry powdery scented fragrances, like you just love that scent profile, get this. You won't regret it. It smells amazing. The next fragrance is this one over here. So this is Poison Girl from Dior, and you know what's so funny? This perfume for some odd reason is always tied to boys. Like, why? Like, it literally, like, I can't think of any other moments besides a moment that involved a guy, but whatever. This is a very sweet, deep, rich type of a fragrance. It smells so good, and it's like the quintessential girly type of fragrance. It's nice, it's sweet, it's floral. You got some orange blossom. That's the main vibe of this fragrance, is the orange blossom. And then of course you have some almond, you have some vanilla, you have tonka beans, which just add, tonka beans smell like vanilla but just a little bit deeper sometimes. It just, yeah, it can give it that vibe. And I think you also have some heliotrope in here. Like, there's a floral in here that smells a bit powdery, which I do believe is heliotrope. This just smells so lovely. And I think for me, my favorite, like, I guess standout compliment that I got last year when I was wearing this, I was on a date, a really lovely date actually, really nice date, I won't lie, I'll give him that. It was a great date. But anyway, he was like cuddling me, holding me, I don't know, whatever, but he was holding me, yeah, and he just kept saying like, oh my god, you smell so good, you smell so good. The fragrance was just doing its thing, it was performing, it was lasting for many hours, and he just kept digging his head into my neck like, you smell so good. And I was like, thank you. But yeah, this is a fragrance that goes really well. Like, guys really like this fragrance, by the way. So if you're looking for a really nice fragrance that a guy would enjoy, try out Dior Poison Girl. The next fragrances are these two. So this is my Boity Pink Sapphire hair perfume. So that's just what it looks like. And then this is my Nishani Annie, and this is from Niche Perfumery. So with Nishani Annie, this is an amazing perfume. It's really just like this green smelling type of a vanilla. It's very unique, and I'm pretty sure you haven't smelled a vanilla that smells like this. Like, it's not very common, you know what I mean? And it's a very like beast mode perfume. It just sits on the skin absolutely so beautifully. This is not a fragrance that you can easily just mix with so many different fragrances, but when I mix it with this hair perfume, it just smells absolutely incredible. And that's something about layering. Layering does not mean hore you are wearing one perfume over the other, right? Sometimes you can just like wear all your fragrances just on different parts of your body. So with this, I put it in my hair, and then with this, it becomes like my scent of the day. And the way they just mix in the air, I smell absolutely incredible. I remember I was in the Uber going to link up with my friend, and I just smelled so good. Like, I kept getting whiffs, like the wind was hitting me, and I was like, oh my god, I smell so good. And then like later on, I bumped into one of my other friends, and as he was hugging me, he was like, oh, you smell so good. And I was like, thank you. And then like he kept hugging me. He was like, no, you smell amazing, like you smell so amazing. And funny enough, every single time I wear this combo, he's always like, you smell so good, you smell so good, okay? And then my best friend hates this perfume, but we don't care, okay? We don't care because it smells amazing, and I'm gonna wear it anyway, okay? If you want to just have like this, you don't smell like everyone around you type of a scent profile, this is what you should go for. Anyway, I move on. The next fragrance is going to be this one. This is Yes I Am from Cacharel. So yeah, this is from a brand called Cacharel. It's not a very popular brand, but this smells absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy, hore. It's very affordable, and you know, it's affordable for a designer perfume basically. This is just a very sweet, lactonic, creamy smelling type of a fragrance. It actually has like a milk note in here. That's what gives it that richness, that creamy vibe. It's absolutely perfect for like cuddle weather. Like, it's a cozy scent, perfect for dates. Like, it's just an amazing scent, okay? You're gonna smell like a snack when you're wearing this because it has caramel. It really just has like a lot of gourmand notes. So you got some white florals in here, and then you got caramel. Ooh, you got caramel, you got the lactonic aspect as well. It's just so good. And you got some vanilla. It's just a really, really nice fragrance. Like, I would 100% recommend you guys check out this perfume. It smells too good, okay? Too good. So with this one, I was actually wearing it out when I was out with friends, right? And on that day, I vividly remember Baccarat Rouge was my scent of the day, yeah? Cool. And by the way, that perfume, one thing about it, it does not last on my skin, okay? I get a good 5-6 hours before it's completely gone. But whatever, cool, I digress. Back to the point. So that was my scent of the day, and mind you, I had been with them the entire, like, from like I think early, I don't know, maybe around noon into like the evening, yeah, sharp. So okay, cool, I couldn't smell the fragrance, and you know how everyone is always like, no, Baccarat Rouge, you can't smell it, but other people around you can smell it. Okay, whatever, cool. So I I got annoyed. Like, that thing annoys me because fine, I get the whole thing of like, you know, people can smell you, but I wear fragrances for myself, honestly. Like, I really want to enjoy how I smell, and I couldn't enjoy it because I couldn't smell myself. So eventually I remember, like, I happened to go to the bathroom and this happened to be in my bag. So when I was like, you know, just busy touching up here and there, powder here, whatever, I just decided to fa this girl, right? Then I went back and I was like with my friends, and as soon as I stepped back to the table, one of them was like, oh my god, you smell so good. And I was like, thank you, you know, which obviously in my mind I was like, interesting, you know, like no one said anything. And the thing is, they're not the type of people to not compliment you as my chat, you know what I mean? They're not haters. I know some people are like secretly haters, but they're not. So I was like, okay, cool. Maybe they just couldn't smell me like I couldn't smell me. So yeah, they were like, oh my god, you smell so good. And they were all saying like I smell really nice, yeah? And I remember as we just kept sitting there and whatnot, I guess my friend was getting like whiffs of how I smelled. Literally, he just kept saying, you smell so good, to the point where he was like, what are you wearing? I'm going to buy that. I want it. So this girly over here, and in general, like whenever I wear this perfume, it just does well with people because it's an easy to like fragrance. I would 100% recommend this. Please buy this. I bought this on Take A Lot, so if you don't find it on sale, like go with Discount, just buy it from Take A Lot. It's always like, Take A Lot always has sales. I keep telling you guys this. Listen to me, okay? Buy it on Take A Lot. But anyway, this is Casserole. Yes, I am. Okay, so this is the next fragrance. Now, I have already spoken about this on my channel, and I vividly remember saying this girl is the Beyonce of my perfume collection, because I'll tell you for free of charge, there's never a time I wear this perfume and I don't receive compliments, like ever. I can't, like, I'm literally thinking about it. I've had this since 2021. It was launched in 2021. Shout out to Mpo from Skins Cosmetics, because he's the one who plugged me. And I remember he gave me this fragrance the month it launched. So yeah, well, he didn't give it to me, I bought it, but you get my point. Anyway, so yeah, this I've had like since 2021, and I've worn it like enough times. Look at my dent. The dent is denting, and this is a very potent perfume, so you don't need a lot of it. My point is, every time I wear this perfume, I always receive a compliment. I think I can safely say this is top 3 of my most complimented perfumes like ever, okay? But anyway, this is Hibiscus Mahajat from Maison Crivelli. Yeah, so if you want this, you can purchase it from Skins Cosmetics. And speaking of Skins Cosmetics, I remember actually one of the times last year I was wearing this, I actually happened to pass Score Skins because I was going to buy another perfume. And so Mpo hugged me, like he greeted me, hugged me, and he was just like, oh my god, like what are you wearing, you know? And I was so dead, because in my mind I was like, first of all, this is the first time this nigga's ever complimented me on how I smell. Like, he usually says like, oh, I can't smell your perfume, blah 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 blah. So that day he was like, oh, you smell so good, what are you wearing? And then I told him, and he was like, ah, that's why that thing smells amazing, you know what I mean? And another thing that was actually cracking me up was just thinking of how awkward it would have been if he didn't like it. Imagine the person that recommended you buy something doesn't like that perfume. So I was like, yeah, you better like this perfume because you recommended it to me. And then the other time, yeah, I was at this event, and so there was this guy, like him and I kept talking to each other like on and off throughout the entire event, yeah? Sharp. So then at some point in time we happened to cross paths again, and like we're just busy talking, and he literally like just stops me like mid-sentence. He just cuts me off while I was talking, and he was like, you smell so good. And I was like, oh, thank you, Abba. And then he's like, he literally looks at me, he's like, no, you don't understand, like you smell amazing. And I was like, thanks. And so he was like, no, you don't get it. Like, I usually never compliment people. Even when I think someone smells nice, I don't compliment them, but you smell so good that I couldn't even keep it to myself. And I was like, first of all, rude, okay? Compliment people, guys. Like, please don't be that guy, don't be that person. If you think someone smells nice, tell them they smell nice. But anyway, he was literally just like, no, you really smell amazing. And I was like, thank you. It was this girl over here. And even on that day, I got like a lot of compliments, like when I was at the mall. Like I was running errands at the mall, so yeah, before I went to the event. But yeah, anyway, this is a compliment magnet. She, in my humble opinion, gives Baccarat Rouge a run for her money. Fight me if you want to fight me, because I know I'm not wrong, okay? I know I'm not wrong. Oh, and there was also this other time, yeah, like I was wearing this at my brother's exhibition. So I happened to be like on the other side of the gallery, and then like I walked to the other side, like we're just busy talking to people and whatnot, yeah? Sharp. then this lady walks up to us eventually, like after some time. She walks up to us, she greets all of us and whatnot, and then she looks at me, she's like, wait, are you the one that smells this good? And I was like, I don't know, there are a lot of people here. So I literally twirled for her. I just, you know, gave her a little twirl, and she was like, Gwen, it's you know. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. She was like, yo, you smell incredible. Like, I was literally on the other side of the gallery, and I was standing with my friend, and we kept saying like, someone here smells good, but we couldn't see anyone who was standing next to us type thing, you know what I mean? So she was like, yeah, it's you. And I thought that was so crazy. I thought that was so crazy because all that means is that this left a powerful scent trail. Okay, that's all it means. Like, it just literally just, because I had literally, I think I was on the other side of the gallery maybe like 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes before she came to that side. So it's like, you can imagine that scent trail, it was just lingering in the air, lingering, baby, lingering. So Hibiscus Mahajad is the girl she thinks she is, or the guy. But anyway, let's actually move on for real this time. So these two are the next fragrances, and you guys already know, if you watch my other video, which I will leave somewhere up here, you guys already heard me talking about these. Like, listen, this is also another one. I haven't worn this combo like that often, but every single time I've worn this, I always received compliments, and it's usually, actually, it's from both guys and girls. Like, my guy friend, like, every time I'm wearing this, he's always complimenting me. And also, funny enough, my waxing lady as well. Like, my waxing lady, I remember this one time, the last time she was like to me, she was like, you know, every time you leave my room, it always smells really like nice and sweet. Like, it doesn't smell like coochie. And I was like, okay, I'll take the compliments, thank you. So this is the next fragrance. This is Killian Love Don't Be Shy. That's what the juice looks like. It's very sweet, in your face. We love her, okay? Like, it's just like that life of the party type of a scent profile. Like, it has that vibe. Okay, Laban, it has that vibe. So this is from Zara. This is what is it, Rose Marshmallow Candy from Zara. So this is a good dupe for Killian Love Don't Be Shy. Like, it doesn't smell 100% identical, but truly and honestly, they smell very similar. Okay, they smell very similar. Anyway, this one, I remember, like, my friends are the ones who complimented me when I was wearing this. So really pleasant perfume, because it's just very likable. Okay, it's very sweet as well. If you don't like very sweet perfumes, you're gonna hate this, but the DNA is very different. Okay, so my next ones, right, these are easily some of my favorite purchases ever. Okay, so we have Jo Malone, Myrrh and Tonka, and we also have Delina exclusive. I've said so much about this perfume, like, I don't think I need to say anything more. Okay, all I can tell you is that this, I actually, while we're speaking about Delina, I remember with one of my friends, right, I was so shocked because this is the first time in 5 years, we've known each other for 5 years, and that was the first time he ever complimented me on how I smelled. And I was taken aback. I was like, oh, okay, so your nose works. Your nose actually works. So yeah, this is what I was wearing, and in general, this is a compliment magnet, right? But anyway, I wanted to talk about this baby over here, right? Myrrh and Tonka, I saw are now speaking about it, and the way she spoke about it, I literally was like, I am going to try out that perfume, because it sounded like my vibe, and it is. I literally tried this perfume one time, and that was enough for me to literally put this on my wish list, and I finally got this. I got it on the Black Friday sale, and I'm so grateful for that. Shout out to Pindi from Eastgate. She's the one that got this for me. I was like, love her, thank you so much. Anyway, the first time I wore this perfume, I tried it out at Sanson City, right, at the Jo Malone store, and I happened to be wearing Delina. Let me tell you something, the compliments I got that day and I understood, I really got it, because even me, I remember being on the train, like I was going to my client, and because I still do makeup. I keep saying I'm no longer a makeup artist, and then I still keep doing it, but whatever. But so I was literally like heading over, like I was on the How train going to my client. The moment I got to her, she was just like, oh my god, you smell so amazing, and she kept saying, like, I think she complimented me like 6 times a day, and I was like, thank you. You know when you run out of different ways to say thank you, and like literally, like, yeah, in general, whenever I wear this this combo, let me tell you, no one in the entire Johannesburg is smelling better than you when you wear these two together. So if you own these two, mix them together and thank me later. Okay, so this next perfume, right, the combo, unmatched. Like I said, no one in the entire Johannesburg, in the entire Gauteng province is smelling better than you, okay? And I'm talking about my baby, Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, okay? And I usually love mixing it with Chirosa 62. If you follow me on Instagram, you must have seen me posting these two recently, because this was my scent for New Year's Eve, and it just did what it had to do, okay? It did what it had to do. I remember my friend, right, because I went to go fetch her with the Uber. Yeah, I went to go fetch her, and she opened the door. The moment she opened the door, like, you know, to the back seat, she was just like, oh my god, you smell amazing, you smell so incredible. And I was like, thank you. And the thing is with this perfume, right, I wouldn't say it's polarized. Well, it kind of is polarizing. Not everybody enjoys the scent profile, and not necessarily because it smells bad, but just because some people just don't do like heavy fragrances. Apparently, allegedly, this is heavy. I mean, it is, but the thing is, I can pull off wearing this perfume like casually and in a formal manner. Some people apparently say you can only wear this to fancy events. I don't agree, but then again, fragrances go hand in hand with your personality. I think because I have a very bold personality, it just, you know what I mean, like, this resonates with my vibe. Like, it just goes with my vibe, my aesthetic, the vibes. Anyway, so yes, so she really liked this, and I get it, because this is a very beautiful, like, it's a beautiful vanilla type of a fragrance. You got some spices in here, you got some dried fruits, which also adds to the sweetness. Like, it's just so decadent, you know. And then the vanilla, of course, and tobacco. And the tobacco in here is not like a dry tobacco, it's like a very like sweet, wet type of a tobacco. Listen, and some cacao powder, all of that just come together to add to the sweetness of this perfume. And then when you mix it with this, no one is smelling better than you. I'm telling you right now, okay? Please trust me, I'm telling you. Try out this combo if you can, and if you can't get your hands on Tobacco Vanille, this one, buy the dupe. I have a great dupe in the description box for you guys, so check that out. And I actually remember there was another time I was wearing this combo, right, and my friend happened to come to my house. Okay, fine, whatever, we hugged when she got here, shop. So then she was like, oh my god, you smell amazing, and I was like, thank you. But anyway, she ends up going back home, right? Maybe this was like half an hour later. She puts up a status and she's literally just like, Tabi smells so good, like I can still smell her on me. And I was like, literally, like I said, no one in the entire Johannesburg is smelling better than you when you have this combo on. And yes, I wear Tobacco Vanille in the house, okay? Like, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. Listen, I love smelling good, okay? It's just a me thing. I love it. As an honorable mention, I'm going to talk about my Vanilla 28. My bottle is broken because my stupid brother broke it. But anyway, whatever. The only reason this baby over here is on this list as an honorable mention is because, listen, by itself, layered with other fragrances, like whatever you choose to do with this perfume, you're gonna smell amazing. People love this fragrance. Like, people really like this perfume. It just speaks to what I was saying earlier on Hore. People really just enjoy like sweet, not just sweets, but like very easy on the nose type of fragrances. Like, sometimes like the most complicated fragrances are not going to be liked by every single one, because people's tastes and preferences are different. So fragrances like this are a safe bet because it's just easy. It's just easy, it's vanilla, you know the vibes. Okay, I've spoken about this so many times. I'll leave the videos up here. So I'd really love to know which fragrances you guys wore last year that gave you guys compliments, fragrances that you loved from last year, even though you didn't get compliments, but you just loved it. Okay, tell me in the comment section down below. Let's get to talking. Let's talk all things fragrances. And of course, you can always tell me if there's any perfume you'd like for me to review. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.